I want to take an opportunity before we invite an incredible member of the See You at Home staff to the stage. She is a true example of leadership and support for our community, and I can't wait to bring her to the stage because she's the reason that I am on the stage this evening. But I just wanted to take a moment to give a round of applause to our See You at Home staff and everybody who contributed to One Winter Night this year and in the previous years. I think it's never too early or too late to say thank you, and it takes all of us as a village to make tonight possible and all the efforts in our communities. And so if you don't mind, let's just give a round of applause to everyone who made tonight possible. The leader of See You at Home. She has been a blessing in my life. It's been a short time that I've known her, but in the time that I have, I've been able to see the breadth of leadership that she has and her selflessness and her willingness to stand up for the people who don't have a voice sometimes. And I'm excited to see what her new initiative, Pathways for Progress, is going to do for the many community members and the clients that we have. And so without further ado, I won't take too much time. Let's invite Melissa Courtwright, our Executive Director of See You at Home, to give us a talk.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and I'm so glad, Matthew, that you're here, and George, and just the blessings, and just seeing all of you here tonight is a tremendous blessing for me. And thank you for, acknowledging the staff, because I can say this just so honestly, I am such a small part of what happens with See You at Home. There are real heroes out there that are doing the good and hard work every day, and I'm just proud to serve alongside them. And I think actually we're going to have maybe a few of them come to the stage. I think Cedar, they're so thrilled to do this, just let me tell you. It's just a thrill. I don't know where Marco, did we lose him? Oh, how could I miss him over there? Come on. And JJ, there she is. Alright, so, yeah, you can sit on the couch. And then we got another chair, and I don't know, come on up. Cedar. Yep. They really do like each other. So you guys snuggle in, and there you go, right there. So, but truly, that these amazing staff that we have, and then also I just want to acknowledge, obviously our board members, and there's so many people behind the scenes that make tonight happen, but there's so many people that make every day happen for us, and so we're so thankful for that. And so we're gonna take a minute to kind of look in our rear view mirror. For those of you who've kind of been on this journey with us, it has been quite a year for us at See You at Home. So we're going to take a look at what was behind us, but we also want to take a look at what's ahead of us. So, all right, there we go. We're going backward. There's JJ. Can you sit there? Awesome. All right, so again, for many of you may already know this, but this time last year, we actually operated in a completely different building than we operated now for the most part. We had not completely different services because the heart of our mission has remained the same, but we've made some changes. We've pivoted. But last year at this time, we had the Phoenix Daytime Drop-In Center, which is such a huge blessing for anybody that got to spend time there. It truly was a place that community members could come together, whether you were a person that was experiencing homelessness or you were just somebody that was interested in what a drop-in center was. Sometimes people showed up to do Bible studies, and it just was a place where anybody could come and be a part of each other's lives. And so we were able, on average, to serve about 50 people who were experiencing homelessness during the day in that drop-in community center. And we were also the warming and cooling center. So if the temperatures got too high or too low, we were the place where people could come and either get warm or stay cool. And for those of you who know me, it gets a little too cold, anything below 70. So I was like, this warming center needs to be open because it's below 70. But the staff didn't want to do that, of course. So that was last year. All right. We also, of course, had the shelter that we served at 70 East Washington, but we had 2 additional sites last winter that we used. Is that Michael? I think he's giving me directions or something. So we had 3 sites that we operated last winter. One of those was our 70 East Washington shelter, where we had the opportunity to provide shelter for 48 men and 14 women a night. We also had 2 off-site locations in churches. So just absolutely amazing. We took last winter, and we did not know where we were going to have our additional shelter for the winter. We were looking high, low, and 2 churches emerged and said, we're going to do this. And so amazingly enough, they had their regular church services, continued to provide all the other services they provided to the community, and took on sheltering homeless individuals at night. So just an amazing undertaking. Again, just another example of what a community partnership See You at Home really is. So you can see up there that we served a lot of people. That's a lot of water if you're looking at 2,500 loads of laundry. We used a lot of water, served a lot of people, and that's the most important thing for us. We can look at the numbers and we can crunch the data, but those numbers represent people's lives. Those numbers represent an impact that we can have on each individual person that we have an opportunity to serve. And so one thing that our new model does is it allows us to have a deeper impact on those lives, because they are more than just numbers. It's more than 2,500 showers or laundry. Those are people that we serve. All right, so with so many lives impacted, you might say, well, why make a change? And it truly is for us because the numbers represent people, and our new model allows us to serve people in a greater and more impactful way. Each person that we now serve in our shelter, we get to invest a lot of time and energy into helping them take their steps forward. And I can tell you, and I know the case management staff can tell you, and there's some more of them back there, but the clients invest that time and energy too. Everybody is showing up for this to make this happen. And so, we thank the staff, but we also have clients, and we're thankful that they're entrusting us with their time and entrusting us with their stories and their progress. And we're so grateful for that. It's truly an honor to be part of that and to see somebody's story go forward. So we remain committed to a shelter system because it's difficult for one organization to do everything. In fact, it's really impossible. And so we're thankful for the community partners. We're thankful that we have a shelter system. Many of you, again, may already know part of that shelter system is the city of Champaign Township coming alongside us as Strides. And they serve actually clients in the same building that we used to serve them in. But that partnership has allowed us to make the impact that we now have in people's lives who want to take next steps. Because that's not an easy thing, it's not an easy place to be, but we have the opportunity to be part of that for people. And that's because there's a system, that's because there's a community, and that's because of you. All right, so for those who are ready to take next steps, I kind of keep saying, what are next steps, people who are taking next steps. So what does that mean? For us, what that means is that there are people who are experiencing homelessness for a variety of reasons. Sometimes we get asked that question, what's the most common reason? But the longer you work in this field, the longer you do social services, you understand that everybody has a story. We all have stories, just as George pointed out for us tonight. We all have our own stories and our own purpose, and that's true of everybody. So what we have an opportunity to do for those people who want to take next steps, who want to say, I don't want to be homeless anymore, I don't know how to figure that out, I don't know who to go to, I don't know what to do. We get to be the people that come alongside them, and again, so humbly and honorably just serve them and say, here's how we can help you take that next step. Here's who we can connect you with. Here's how we can put you in the right environment. I'm so excited to see the women in their house because it's a beautiful and wonderful house, and they deserve to be in a beautiful and wonderful place as they make progress. So that's what it means for us. What it doesn't mean is that it's not a straight path for everybody. It doesn't mean that people that come to our shelter have it all together or that they're perfect, or some people ask, is it a dry shelter? It's not, because even people who want to take steps towards sobriety sometimes have relapses, and we're there to walk alongside them in that. We know it's not an easy path to go down. So this is what we have right now. We have Austin's place still. Again, so honored to carry on that legacy. We have 8 women in that house. We have 16 men in the men's mid-barrier shelter. We still have homes in the community. Sometimes people will ask, do you still have houses? We have 5 houses in the community, and all of those houses are full. And we have an intensive case management team, of which you see some of up here. And we have our new housing navigator who's back there. So we've grown, we've expanded. Our services continue to grow. We continue to build ourselves as an organization so that we can serve more and more people. All right, our goal for the next 2 to 3 years is to be able to have enough capacity within our organization to serve 40 people. And so we know that that number is smaller than the number that we were serving before, but the impact is bigger. The time that we're able to spend with each client is more. It's more intensive. So we're so grateful. So that's our goal. Traditionally speaking, we need about 100 beds in the community to meet the need of the homeless community, and our ability to have a capacity of 40 helps us meet that need. All right, so our outcome, we hope, is for people, again, to gain and achieve stability. So, all right. I keep having to look behind me here to see where we are. But yeah, so really just thank you to all of you. Thank you for what you do to make this possible. I know, it sounds like people say this, but it's just absolutely true. We couldn't do what we do if we didn't have community support. We couldn't do what we do if the churches did not come together and say, this is an important issue, we're going to come around this. And we have churches from all over Champaign County that believe in the work that we're doing, but more than that, they believe in our clients. They believe that there's something better out there for them, and that's what they give toward, is that belief and that hope. So thank you all for being here, and I know, Matthew, you've got some hard questions for these guys, right?
Hello, as long as they're ready for them.
They are.
No, these will be easy. And so I think tonight, though, we're going to start with Cedar. And Cedar, I was tasked to ask you to give our audiences, if you don't mind, an outlook of what an average day looks like for you on the case management team.
That was the hardest question I saw in the list of questions. And I say that because it's different every day. So we take a lot of phone calls from people who need help. We meet with our residents, clients. We go over their goals with the things that they want to accomplish. We help them engage in services with substance abuse, with mental health services. We do a lot to help them apply for vouchers through the housing programs. And I think one of the things that I've learned in working in social services is there has to be a level of trust there. In other words, a person is not going to participate in any program we set up, even if it's a perfectly set up program, if there isn't a certain level of trust. And so we spend a lot of time, I think one-on-one with clients and in small groups, just really developing those relationships, developing that level of trust, Because once that level of trust is kind of worked out and developed, they can trust us with our recommendations, with our solutions, and the help that we're trying to give them. And so that's part of it as well. And then we also have a lot of partnerships with the community because this is hard, and we couldn't do it without help. We couldn't do it without churches. We couldn't do it without agencies like Regional Planning, Cunningham Township, City of Champaign Township. We couldn't do it with just individual volunteers who are trying to make a difference. And so there's a lot of engagement with other agencies as well, too.
And so now we do have a question for all three of you. That question is, what is one thing that you would want people in our audience to know about the work that you do? So we can start with you, Cedar, since you have the mic.
I was gonna punt on this one. All right.
Okay, we got Marco.
All right. I always got a lot to say when I'm sitting out there, but when I get up here, I don't got nothing to say. But what I can say is that it's like Cedar was saying, every day is a different day. Every day we experience so much different things. And I just forgot the question. Oh, okay. One thing I want you guys to know about the work that we do is that it's so gratifying. It's just like I get so excited when a client comes up and say, "Mark, I got a job," or "I got keys to an apartment." I think I get more excited than they get excited because I'm like, yeah, high five and chest bumps and all that stuff. And it's so rewarding. I just think it's a rewarding experience just to have and just to know people are getting the skills and stuff that they need by working with us. So I love it. I love all y'all.
I'm the same as Marco. I have a lot to say until I'm up here. I would say, to answer that question, something that people might not know is like the deep relationships that we actually build with our clients and how much we enjoy their company. We celebrate with them, we cry with them, we pray for them. And the little things that might seem mundane, they're huge victories. And we celebrate those. And we just really enjoy being around the clients.
I think for me, the thing is the learning aspect of the role, because I thought I knew what I was doing when I started working here. And what I realized is we're working with people who are using anything that they can simply to survive. And so it's a lot of times I have learned all kinds of practical, spiritual wisdom from our clients. And I would say that I can't say that I'm an expert. What the way that can most be of service is simply about listening and trying to be of service. And I think that's the thing that I would say. And I think it's a privilege because I can remember reading about people like Mother Teresa or Dorothy Day, and they would say when you look at somebody in need, you're looking really truly at the face of Christ. And I never really understood that. I never really experienced it firsthand until I started working here. So.
Well, and I want to ask too, when you go in to see you at home now, you almost kind of experience a renewed energy in the clients. There's a hope in them, there's an excitement, and I think it's a testament to the work that's being done. They see that there's possibilities for them, and they're looking forward to them. So I think it's a testament to your work.
Yeah.
And so, Cedar, the next question is for you, unless you want to pass it off. Can you tell our audience what is an advanced shelter?
Okay, so Melissa alluded to it earlier. We have homes in the community. There's 5 homes. 2 are 2-bedroom homes, 2 are 3-bedroom homes, and 1 is a tiny house. And the advanced shelter program, well, basically, for us to be able to help anybody, we need to have 2 basic things with when people come in through the door. One is some type of motivation to change. Without some type of motivation to change, it's simply impossible, and for us to be able to help anybody. The second one is, I would say, some level of willingness to be a good citizen. In order to be able to treat roommates and housemates with some level of respect. I think that's absolutely critical to succeed in our program. But for our advanced shelter program, there's another piece, and that is some stability. And so for people in our advanced shelter program, they a lot of times know they have to have some type of income. They have to, whether it's through a job or whether it's through Social Security benefits or that type of thing. So some type of income. And in the advanced shelter program is really for people who still need support in order to be able to get to the point where they can live independently, because that's the goal. And a lot of times, so in the advanced shelter program, people still need to work on substance abuse issues. People still need to work on mental health. They need to work on developing a social support system. And those things are absolutely necessary to be successful. We cannot be successful on our own. I don't believe in the self-made man myth at all. Nobody does it alone. And one of the things that we're doing is we're helping people set up social support systems so that they can be successful. Because to me, that's one of the things that's happened is people have turned their backs on our clients. And we're giving them an opportunity to develop, to have people open their doors to them, not turn their backs on them.
So they can rely on themselves instead of others.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Alrighty, so JJ, we get to turn to you. Tell our audiences about how See You at Home has a long history of hosting Austin's Place, and tell us what happens there specifically.
So at Austin's Place, it's a safe place for our ladies. We have a beautiful home for them now. There's a lot of support that goes on. We have really talented shelter staff, I guess life skills workers now. They're there to help them, navigate pretty much everything. We try to help them be independent as much as we can with giving support and gentle prompts. And even like simple things like we do cook nights, and then we have a lot of meals come in from the community. A lot of meals come in from the community. It's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I think I lost track. I think Cedar's way better at this than me and Marco.
Well, so Marco, you're next, so get prepared. So Marco, hopefully this will be an easy question for you. Share with us how the community can help those who experience homelessness succeed.
That's a good one. Okay, well, it's just the support. It's just like Cedar was saying, like a lot of times people turn their backs on the community that we're serving right now. And they see them, they're like, it's like all these turning nose up, or they're gonna ask for money or something like that. Sometimes just a simple hello, how was your day? Like, that'll make anybody's day. I mean, like, at the end of the day, people that we serve are still human beings and they still deserve, just simple conversations. I can speak from my experience. When I come into the shelter, I speak to all the guys, and it's like, I feel like I give off that big brother, sometimes to the younger guys, that little dad vibe, or that Marco gets on off the top shelf vibe when I go to the ladies spot. So it's always something going on. It's just that, just a simple, like I said, it's simple. It doesn't have to be money, just your time, just volunteering, something like that, anything. It'd be much appreciated. The people that we have in our shelter right now, they're very appreciative of everything that we do for them, and like, they're just pretty awesome group, I can say that.
Alrighty, well, I think we're turning to our final question, unless the three of you have something else you want to share with our audience, but this is for all three of you. We've heard how hard this work can be for the case management team and all the See You at Home staff, so share with our audience what is the one single reason that keeps you doing it.
Well, for me, I know it goes back to my first answer that I gave. It's just seeing our clients accomplish goals that they want to accomplish, because sometimes they're so happy, they'll be like, "Well, I got my ID," and I'm just like, I'm happy just like they're happy. So we chest bumping and high fiving the whole day, and it's just seeing them be able to get back into society and get back into, just get back into, like I said, society. So that's my answer. I just love that. And I know Melissa wanted me to do this, so I'm going to do it one more time for her. Is she still here? Yes.
I have to agree 100% with Marco. We just had 2 women graduate our program, the Advanced Shelter program, and their children had been put into DCFS care. And through the services that we offered and the support that we offered, they could follow the DCFS service plan, and they were able to have their children move home, and they were actually able to obtain housing on their own in the community. And that to me is the whole reason why we do what we do. It's just, whether it's a huge success like that or a small success, just seeing those successes are just heartwarming to see.
Yes, I have to agree with these two. What keeps me doing this job is the relationships with the clients. I love building the relationships. I love seeing the successes and celebrating with the clients. It's amazing. And I guess I have to give them all the glory. It's everything for me.
Oh, yeah. I did forget to add, we have an awesome staff. Like our staff, like we have our meetings and it's never a dull moment. We have our case management meetings. So kudos to my team. I see y'all. I see y'all too.
We call Marco Coach now, so we can call him Coach Price.
Is that it?
Alrighty, well, can we give a round of applause for joining our friends here and all the rest of the case management team and the CEO on staff. You did? Okay. It's probably for the best. Alrighty, and so I guess now we will turn to a video treat that we have for you. If you will pay attention to the screen behind us. I think we might dim the lights as well.